Hey guys, welcome to another video on Bharat in Germany. My name is Bharat. If you're new here, consider subscribing for information related to studying, working and freelancing in Germany. In this video, I'm going to talk about the top 8 mistakes that many people make when they're looking for a job in Germany. And we're going to quickly jump into the whiteboard directly. So if I show you here, the very first mistake that I'm going to reveal to you is not applying soon enough for the jobs. Now, when you're applying in Germany, many companies have to take care of a lot of paperwork in order to hire you in the end. Not just that, the entire selection process can take longer because some German MNCs take up to 7 interview rounds in order to select if they are going to really accept this candidate or not. Whereas on the other cases, maybe it just takes 2 or 3 rounds, sometimes just an email and an interview. That's perfectly fine, but you have to keep in mind that on the side of the employer, they have to talk to their tax consultant, they have to register you as an employee. All of these things take a lot of time, and I know it from experience because I also hired a full-time employee in Germany, and the kind of paperwork that generally goes inside, that can easily take alone 1 to 1.5 months. So definitely keep this in mind. Apply to the jobs at least 3 to 6 months in advance. So when you want to start working, already start applying in advance. Very important. The second mistake that many people do is they don't have a professional photograph in their CV. They just pick a photograph from the Facebook and they put it inside the CV. That's a very bad approach. Don't go with that. It is just going to cost you a lot of job offers. The third thing is going to be not sending in your portfolio, a summary of previous projects that you have worked on. Now, this is very important, and it is even more important when you're in creative fields because many times the companies who want to hire you actually want to see what kind of skills you have, what kind of work you have done. And that is very important. Even in marketing fields, if you cannot show them that, okay, these are the kind of marketing campaigns that you have worked on, and this is what you can do in the future, the companies will not be so interested. So very important, if you're going for most of the jobs, if you can make a portfolio of the work that you have done in the relevant field. And this could even be sometimes for mechanical engineering or civil engineering and so on, because if you think about it, in civil engineering, now I can only give you the example of civil engineering, but in civil engineering, if you have designed some kind of roads, if you have designed some kind of bridges, and you have maybe done that work on your own as a side project or something, and it's not a real life work or something, but you have still made that thing, you can still add it in a portfolio. You can show them some kind of task, some kind of things that you're capable of, because just a CV and a statement of purpose or something, they don't really cut it. So if you have some really good skills in some specific fields, definitely think about sending a portfolio along with your email. Now, another very big mistake that many people do is just starting the email with dear sir or ma'am. This is the laziest thing you can do. Whenever I receive any kind of job applications like that, I don't even respond to that because that is my time waste. And so many employers think the same way. If you are just writing dear sir or ma'am, you're not doing the research of seeing who is the person who started this company or who is the person who is behind all of these things. That's very stupid. Generally, you can just directly go to Impressum, which is provided on every single website in Germany, and there you will find the details of the person under which this company is registered in. You will find other details like the tax number of the company, the VAT ID, where it is actually having their headquarters, and so on. So in that, take a look and you will find this person. Another thing that you have to keep in mind is not to do the mistake of not writing a detailed email. Even if you're sending a cover letter or something, that does not mean that you can just write an email, please find the attached documents, or here I want to apply for this and this job. That's just the laziest thing you can do. Don't do that. Also tell some kind of, let's say, shortened story in your email when you're writing more detailed in your cover letter. That is completely fine. But telling things like, first of all, who are you? Why are you applying? How did you come to know about this job position? Why exactly this company? What kind of skills do you bring to help out this company? And then you look forward to hearing from them. That is very, very important. Keep that in mind. Do not just write a simple email. The chances that you will get a response from the company is going to decrease, even if you just have a fancy cover letter. Very important. Now, another problem that I see many people, make mistake in is just adding unnecessary or irrelevant things in your CV. Now, for example, if you're applying for a specific company, if you're applying for a marketing company and you have done enough things in the marketing side already, then adding that you were doing part-time job as a pizza delivery or something, that doesn't fit. If you're applying for a startup and stuff and you do not have enough things to show, in those kind of scenarios, it can still make sense. it is really individual, but it can still make sense that maybe the company sees that you're a humble person, you can do different kind of tasks, you have no problems with that, and that could play towards the positive side and not towards the negative. So these are very individual cases. In those kind of scenarios, I would rather sit down with the student and talk to them about this than just like giving you a very general advice here. Then the next mistake that many people do is not talking enough about the company. What everybody likes to do is they like to talk about themselves so much, and if you see their cover letter or something, 80% of the stuff is just like them talking about themselves, or even 90% of the times. The students who are enrolled in my course, the complete course for finding jobs in Germany, they do it differently, because I've told them that if you're like talking about at least 60% of the time about yourself, because again the company needs to know about you, 40% of the part should be dedicated towards the company. If not that, then at least 70-30, nothing lesser than that. This is very important, and again, I am telling you these things as an employer. Nobody else is going to tell you these things, because I know that when I'm hiring somebody, I have to invest my money inside. I have to put them in a specific position. So if I'm doing these things, I also expect them to know these basic things of how the entire, let's say, job market work. So very important, if you're not talking enough about the company, if you're not letting them know why exactly you're choosing to apply to them, and you're not just throwing like darts on a wall and like thinking what sticks, this is going to be the game changer. Talk about the company, let them know why you're choosing them, and they will appreciate you for that. The last and the biggest mistakes, of course there's so many other mistakes, I can make a 2-hour video on it, but the last and the most important mistake that many people do is relying only on the vacancies on the job portals. This is such a bad idea, because many times there are also smaller companies which do not have their own websites, or maybe they are not putting their listings on the job portals. In both of those scenarios, what you can do is you can just drop them an email. Now again, there are skills and strategies you have to keep in mind while writing that email, but you can drop them an email and you can like tell them that you are interested in their company. For example, on Brand Device, we don't have a separate career tab on our website, but we're still looking for people all the time who can help us out in building the team further. Now, so again, if you're also interested in that, like write us an email at jobs@bharatingermany.com. But in general, it is just very, very important that you're thinking about these things. Many people who are still looking for other employees and stuff, they are not going to be putting these vacancies right away. Maybe they're having an issue. Most businesses have issues like, getting good employees and stuff. So just take your chances, write them an email, and you will be surprised how many times you will get a better response there. In my course, the complete course for studying in Germany, we focus heavily on this. This is also called in Germany the verdeckter Stellenmarkt, or the hidden job market. And you get some really, really nice responses here. My previous internship and the part-time job that I did, it was essentially entirely based on this. I never spent unnecessary time on job portals, and that really helped me out in streamlining my process and applying to the companies in which I really want to work in. And that is very important, because when you sit down in the interview, which I'm going to like talk about in the next video, what are the major mistakes that you should avoid in the interview, you are going to see that the responses that you get in the end, the positive responses, are going to be much better than just like going to the job portal, spending your days and weeks inside it, and just getting rejections one after the next. If you need any kind of help in finding jobs in Germany, we have a complete online course, the complete course for finding jobs in Germany on Big Academy, which helps you out in detail with that. We also have an intensive coaching program where we are coaching students 2 times a week, working on their documents in detail with them, and then after a month they're completely ready to just go out in the job market and find some very, very nice opportunities. So if you're into that, you can find the link for that in the description below. On Sunday, I'm also taking a webinar for it. So if you have any kind of questions related to the course, you can also ask me that, and I'll see you there. Bye.